Mr. Carpenter, please call the roll.
Senators Bridges, Cook, Quorum, Court, Crowder, Danielson, Donovan, Finberg, Fields, Foote, Gardner, Janal, Gonzalez, Hill, Heisey, Holbert, Lee, Lundeen, Marble, Moreno, Pedersen, Priol is excused, Rankin, Rodriguez, Scott, Smallwood, Sonnenberg, Story, Tate, Todd, Williams, Winter, Woodward, Zenzinger, Grantham, Hill, Lundeen,
Gardner and Quorum.
Mr. Majority Leader.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move the call be raised.
Motion is to raise the call. All those in favor say aye. All those opposed, no. The ayes have it, and the call is raised. Message from the House.
The House has adopted the first report of the First Conference Committee on House Bill 1160 as printed in the House Journal May 1st, 2019 as repassed. The bill is amended. The House has adopted the first report of the First Conference Committee on House Bill 1253 as printed in the House Journal May 1st, 2019 as repassed. The bill as amended. The House did not introduce Senate Bill 250. The bill is returned herewith. The Speaker is appointed. Representatives Weissman, Chairman Harrington Wilson as House Conferees on First Conference Committee on Senate Bill 259. The House has voted to grant the House Conferees on First Conference Committee on Senate Bill 259 to consider matters not at issue between the two houses. The House has voted to concur in the Senate amendments to House Bill 1263 and has repassed. The bill is so amended. The House has adopted the first report of the First Conference Committee on Senate Bill 259 as printed in the House Journal May 30, 2019 as repassed. The bill is so amended. The bill is returned herewith.
Colleagues, before we proceed to conference committee reports, I do want to notify you of two things. Proceed a little bit out of order for myself. For announcement that you have distributed on your desk, Colorado State Fair, 150-year anniversary. I hope to see you all at the Colorado State Fair. But more importantly, you have a class picture floating around on the Republican side. And my hope is to have you sign it, or you will be fined accordingly. Right on, it's arguable. And you can't change it. Good point. The State Fair will be in Pueblo. Conference committee reports.
First report on First Conference Committee on Senate Bill 259. This report amends the re-engrossed bill. The President of the Senate and the Speaker of the House of Representatives Your first conference committee appointed on Senate Bill 259 concerning measures to address prison population management issues and, in connection therewith, authorizing the emergency use of the Centennial South Campus of the Centennial Correctional Facility to house inmates has met and reports that it has agreed upon the following. 1, that the House received from its amendments made to the bill as the amendments appear in the re-revised bill. 2, that under the authority granted the committee to consider matters not at issue between the two houses, the following amendments be recommended. Respectfully submitted, Senate Committee, Senators Garcia, Moreno, and Heisey. House Committee, Representatives Weissman, Harrod, and Wilson.
Senator Heisey.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move that the Senate adopt the first report of the First Conference Committee on SB 259.
Is there further discussion? Seeing none, the motion is the adoption of the first report of the First Conference Committee on Senate Bill 259. Are there any no votes? With 34 ayes, 0 no, 0 absent, 1 excused, the report is adopted.
Thank you.
Senator Heisey.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move for the repassage of SB 259.
The motion is for the repassage of Senate Bill 259. Are there any no votes? With 34 ayes, 0 no, 0 absent, 1 excused, Senate Bill 259 is repassed. Co-sponsors. The Senate will stand in a brief recess. The Senate will come back to order. Consideration of governor's appointments. Will the clerk please read the appointments to the Colorado Lottery Commission?
Members of the Colorado Lottery Commission for term expiring July 1st, 2019. William John Clayton of Littleton, Colorado, serves as a representative of law enforcement as an unaffiliated and occasioned by the death of Kevin Scott Nienerin of Englewood, Colorado, appointed for term expiring July 1st, 2022. Jim Bensberg, Colorado Springs, Colorado, serves as a public member and as a Republican reappointed.
Colleagues, we are almost done. We have a couple of last action items. Senator Court.
Oh, really? Oh, okay, if you say so. Thank you, Mr. President. I move the confirmation of William Clayton and Jim Bensberg to the Colorado Lottery Commission.
Is there any discussion? Seeing none, the motion is a confirmation of the members on the Colorado Lottery Commission. Are there any no votes? With 34 ayes, 0 noes, 0 absent, 1 excuse, those appointments are confirmed. The following persons are confirmed to the Colorado Lottery Commission: William Clayton, Jim Bensberg. Will the clerk please read the appointments to the Colorado Racing Commission?
Member of the Colorado Racing Commission for term expiring July 1st, 2022, Sandra Jean Bowen of Idledale, Colorado, a Democrat from the 2nd Congressional District, serves as a registered elector of the state, appointed.
Senator Court. Mr. Majority Leader.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move for the confirmation of Sandra Bowen to the Colorado Racing Commission.
Is there any discussion? Seeing none, the motion before the body is the confirmation of the members on the Colorado Racing Commission. Are there any no votes? With 34 ayes, 0 noes, 0 absent, 1 excuse, those appointments are confirmed. The following persons are confirmed to the Colorado Racing Commission: Sandra Bowen. Will the clerk please read the appointment to the Colorado Great Outdoors Trust Fund?
Members of the State Board of the Great Outdoors Colorado Trust Fund, for term expiring April 15, 2023, Leticia Martinez of Denver, Colorado, and unaffiliated and resident of the 1st Congressional District, appointed. John Monpar of Breckenridge, Colorado, and unaffiliated and resident of the 2nd Congressional District and west of the Continental Divide, appointed. David Cockrell of Pueblo, Colorado, and unaffiliated and resident of the 3rd Congressional District, appointed. Pamela Dene of Lona, Colorado, a Republican and resident of the 4th Congressional District, appointed. Mina Liebert of Colorado Springs, Colorado, and unaffiliated resident of the 5th Congressional District, appointed. Morris J. Siegel of Boulder, Colorado, a Democrat and resident of the 2nd Congressional District, appointed. Jai Simbai of Wheat Ridge, Colorado, and unaffiliated and resident of the 7th Congressional District, appointed.
Mr. Majority Leader.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move for the confirmation of all the appointments to the State Board of the Great Outdoors Colorado Trust Fund.
Is there any discussion? Senator Sonnenberg.
Thank you, Mr. President. Members, I know that we are ready to be done, so I will be brief. You heard me talk about politicizing these commissions a few days ago. Maybe it was just yesterday. I don't remember. The days all run together. Understand that the GOCO board, where a number were fired, and now replaced with a partisan board, which is now made up of 6 unaffiliated, 6 Democrats, and 2 Republicans. And members, I should also point out that there are no representation where the bulk of this money is spent, and that's more north of I-70 from the Continental Divide all the way to the Wyoming border. Matter of fact, there are only 2 West Slope people, one from Durango, one from Berthoud. I don't think that's the way this should be done. I don't think that's the way this should be accomplished. But quite frankly, the governor can appoint the people he wants under the consultation with the Senate. I would argue our consultation should warrant a no vote and ask for a no vote on all these confirmations. Thank you, Mr. President.
Further discussion. Senator Hill.
Mr. President, colleagues, my committee chair, my education committee chair, knows what I say to folks every time they show up to be confirmed at committee. These are folks, significant people within our community who have volunteered a lot of time, a lot of energy, no pay to be on these boards. I think it's one of the healthiest parts of Colorado. And to wholesale fire someone, to fire an entire board without explanation, without public comment on it, just to say, I'm putting my own folks in here whether your term is up or not, I think is disrespectful. I think it's disrespectful to our overall approach. It says to people who've spent lots of time, money, and energy to be a part of Colorado, now to say, I think it gives a chilling message to future appointees that are also committing to give that time and energy to say, you're actually not, you're expendable. I think we've done a disservice to our overall boards and commissions approach out here, and the Senate has, we have an advise and consent role, not advise and rubber stamp, not an advise and just forget about it, an advise and consent. And we should have been consented on this, we should have advised on this, and I also will be voting no.
Is there further discussion? Seeing none, the motion before the body is the confirmation of all the appointments listed on the State Board of the Great Outdoors Colorado Trust Fund. Are there any no votes? Senators Sonnenberg, Scott, Tate, Rankin, Gardner, Smallwood, Heisey, Woodward, Crowder, Cook, Quorum, Lundin, Marble, Hill, the minority leader. With 19 aye votes, 15 no votes, 0 absent, and 1 excuse, the appointments are confirmed. The following persons are confirmed to the State Board of the Great Outdoor Colorado Trust Fund, including Letitia Martinez, John Monteper, David Cockrell, Pamela DeHaye, Mina Liebert, Morris Siegel, and John Seaby. Signing of bills.
The President has signed Senate Joint Resolution 9.
Delivery to the Governor.
To the Governor for signature on Friday, May 3rd, 2019 at 11:45 a.m. Senate Bill 1.
Message to the Governor.
Friday, May 3rd, 2019, Colorado Senate. Honorable members of the Colorado Senate, pursuant to the authority vested in the office of the Governor of the State of Colorado, I have the honor to inform you that I have approved and filed with the Secretary of State the following acts. Senate Bill 213, Marijuana Cash Fund Transfer, approved Friday, May 3rd, 2019 at 1:41 p.m. Senate Bill 208, State Employee Reserve Fund Transfer, approved Friday, May 3rd, 2019 at 1:43 p.m. Senate Bill 214, Capital-Related Transfers of Money, approved Friday, May 3rd, 2019 at 1:46 p.m. Sincerely, Jared Polis, Governor.
Introduction resolutions.
Senate Joint Resolution 15 by Senator Finberg and Representative Becker concerning changes to the location of the Colorado State Fair to the city of Boulder in Boulder County, Colorado.
Mr. Majority Leader.
Shall the main question be now put?
I asked that be read at length.
Mr. Carpenter, for entertainment purposes, please read at length.
Senate Joint Resolution 15 by Senator Finberg and Representative Becker concerning changes to the location of the Colorado State Fair to the city of Boulder in Boulder County, Colorado. Be it resolved by the Senate of the 72nd General Assembly of the State of Colorado, the House of Representatives concurring herein.
I didn't have enough time to.
Amusing. Announcements. Announcements. Senator Danielson.
Thank you, Mr. President. I have to be a no vote on this joint resolution, as clearly if we're going to move the state fair anywhere, it should not be in Boulder. And should probably be in Jefferson County, obviously. So I will be rising in opposition to this important resolution.
Senator Winter.
Mr. President, I move a substitute motion to move the state fair to Adams County.
Senator Bridges.
Thank you, Mr. President. I and my colleagues from Arapahoe County move a substitute to the substitute motion, that we move the state fair to Arapahoe County, the greatest county in the state of Colorado.
Senator Quorum.
Thank you, Mr. President. I adamantly object to these resolutions. There is enough bovine excrement in both of those.
Mr. Majority Leader, I will only recognize you to withdraw. Mr. Majority Leader.
Mr. President, I have not actually moved the amendment or the resolution. However, I would like to request a 17C.
Having no further real action before this body, announcements.
Anything? No committees or anything?
Where we announce the ball drop? Okay.
Announcements.
Colleagues,
Senator Marble.
thank you, Mr. President. Tomorrow, we may have the most exciting 2 minutes in sports with the Kentucky Derby. But today, we have the most exciting 2 seconds in ball drop sports history upon our president giving us the opportunity to go out and compete as we are here to do at Sine Die. The winner takes all.
Senator Williams.
Thank you, Mr. President. And in keeping with tradition, because as long as I've been in the Senate, we have had the rubber band ball drop. And each year, the president and the minority leader, we go out to the rotunda, and I understand this year that we can't go all the way up to the top, so we'll be doing this on the second floor because we may have broken something last year. So we don't want to do that with all of our new renovations in the state capitol, but we hope that you all will join us in the rotunda on the second floor for our traditional rubber band ball drop ceremony. Thank you, Mr. President.
Further announcements. Senator Marble.
Senator President, Senator President. I think it's time. Start your engines. We're heading outside, north side, right on there, and we will do our ball drop if it is okay with Mr. President.
Members, we will, upon adjournment of the Senate, we will convene within 15 minutes to do the ball drop. Further announcements.
Okay, see you guys tomorrow.
No further announcements. Senator Danielson.
Thank you, Mr. President. For those of you who served with Marilyn Edens over in the House, or anyone who would like to, I'm circulating a little paper if you'd like to write a note and attaching it to a tribute that we did not take your time up to read, but we will nonetheless present to her. So please come in and find me and sign, just make a little note to her if you'd like. Thank you, Mr. President.
Senator Court.
Thank you, Mr. President. You know, folks, we could not do our work down here without the fabulous staff we have. Our sergeants, our front desk, our interns, our aides, the nonpartisan staff. Thank you all for all the hard work you do to keep us functioning.
Senator Tate.
Thank you, Mr. President. May I request a moment of personal privilege?
Granted.
Members, I'm here today just to acknowledge that there's a possibility I may not be back next session. You know, it's called JOB. And you don't know, and sometimes timing is what it is. I'm planning on it, but I wanted just to say thank you for all the relationships I've had down there in case that circumstance happens. And I wanted to do that as a senator, should that be the case. So anyways, thank you, everybody. And I guess as Truman said, in case I don't see you, good day, good evening, and good night.
Having no further announcements before the body, the majority leader and I, as well as the majority party, would like to extend our sincere gratitude to all of you for your work in a successful 2019 legislative session, and wish you the very best, good health. And with that, Mr. Majority Leader.
Thank you, Mr. President. Let the record show it is shortly after 5 p.m. The House is still doing whatever they do. And thank God Almighty, I move the Senate adjourn sine die.
The motion is sine die. All those in favor say aye. All those opposed, no. The ayes have it, and sine die.